Welcome to Ken's Corner Podcast, Season 3. Get ready for expert analysis and rising wrestling stars. Now here we go with your host, Ken Judge.
Hi everyone, this is Ken from Ken's Corner, and finally he's back here in Stouffville. Stouffville's boy, professional wrestler Gunnar Lang, and I'm really excited because obviously everyone knows by now I am based out of Stouffville, so it's lots of fun to have my hometown boy back here. And let's just say hi to Gunnar. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, thanks. Thanks so much for having me on such short notice.
Oh, it's my honor. I know you're a busy dude, and it's very great that you're here. And I've been waiting, and I actually have my Gunnar Lang shirt. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. I had it put aside just for you for whenever this day came, and I'm very happy that I did. Now let's just talk about you. Now let's talk about what's going on in the career of Gunnar Lang.
Well, just doing my thing, working shows on weekends, and you know, being a dad and balancing life and wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of us.
What shows are you working these days?
I'm doing a lot of Great Canadian Wrestling. It's been traveling around a lot. They've been giving me a lot of work. NSW. I'm doing the Unified Pro Chaos Pro joint shows. There's one coming up tonight that I'm doing. Yeah. Oh, and basically anything that comes up, I'm there.
What do you have in the future? Do you have any announcements for your upcoming future?
Not too much brand new and exciting, except for the debut show of Pro Wrestling Standoff,
Which is?
April 27th, Saturday, April 27th at the Stouffville Arena. NSW and PWS presents Just Getting Started.
Oh, that's amazing. I've been waiting a long time to hear this announcement, and if I'm not wrong, I believe this is the first time in Stouffville since maybe the 1970s that we're going to be able to witness professional wrestling.
Absolutely. I've had to do a lot of research on the matter. I was born in the '90s, so I'm not the most up to date on the '70s, but some of Stouffville's faithful educated me, graciously educated me on some of what used to happen in Stouffville with when wrestling would come around. And I think it was around back in the '70s was about the last time. Back when they'd wrestle bears, literal bears. So not
Whipper
quite
Billy Watson days.
exactly, not quite that. What do you call that? A liability, but just not quite that dangerous. But definitely bringing wrestling, independent pro wrestling, into the modern era. This is going to be Stouffville's first live pro wrestling event of the century. This is such a big deal for me as like someone who grew up in Stouffville. Um, I'm really excited to bring it. It's been a pipe dream of mine since I started training to be a pro wrestler.
That's just it's giving me the rock goosebumps right there. I have to say. Can we talk a little bit about who's on this card, this exciting card that you have planned? Can you announce any matches at all?
Yeah. So on the Pro Wrestling Standoff Instagram and Facebook, we have announced two official matches. One of which being a singles match, a no disqualification singles match for the New School Wrestling Brass Knuckles Championship that is currently vacated. And in that match, competing for that vacant title will be a good friend of ours, Clash Kincaid. He's the current GCW Durham Regional Champion. And as some of us know, that title is always defended under no disqualification rules. And he'll be facing a very fast rising star in our local scene, our Southern Ontario scene, we'll say, Bruce Thunderstein. putting the business back in the wrestling business.
That's awesome.
Good evening. We're back.
Yeah, we are back live here on Ken's Corner with Gunnar Lang. Actually, I do this all the time with Whistle Radio, and which brings me up to a good point. You will be appearing with me on Whistle Radio closer to the show, the day of the show, which is, of course, Stouffville's local radio station that I actually work for, and it's called Whistle Radio 102.9 FM Stouffville. So I'm excited to have you back again that day. And as I do want to announce, if that's okay with you, that Gunnar and I have been speaking a little bit behind the scenes, and I believe Ken's Corner / AKA Whistle Radio will be in attendance to do some in-ring and maybe behind the scenes interviews with the wrestlers, the exciting wrestlers that you'll have to entertain the crowd there that night.
You're right. You heard it here first. I'm stoked, super excited to have that element of what you would expect from, say, like televised wrestling in our humble local scene. It's gonna feel really intimate, getting to be that close and personal to the action, and I think it's really fun and important to get wrestlers' opinions and feelings on the day of the show, fresh after matches. You get those unfiltered, raw feelings and thoughts out right away. And I think that you personally and Whistle Radio, of course, would be the absolute perfect person to get that job done for us.
Thank you so much for that honor. It's going to be so much fun, and I'm going to tell all my friends and try and pack out that house that night.
Awesome.
Now, I do know I think you're wrestling that night. Am I right?
I am.
Okay. I do want to announce also, because I've seen on your advertisement that you're not the only Stouffville boy that's going to be in that ring that night. Can you announce that name?
I had the absolute distinct pleasure a few months back, just before the new year, of meeting personally somebody who's been on the scene for quite some time, and he's even been on television, not what you would expect, not wrestling, but on the Amazing Race Canada Season 3, Stouffville's own Matt Burns. He has been a mainstay on promotions like Superkick. He has been on Great Canadian Wrestling. He's been all around the scene. He has a wealth of experience, and he's a very proud Stouffvillian. And I am super honored to have him on the show. When he came to me and told me that he was from Stouffville too, we were at GCW in Aurora, and it was like kindred spirits, like when a dog sees another dog on TV. It was like I got that kind of excited. I was thrilled to meet another one of me. For whatever reason, in my youthful ignorance, thought I was the only one. But so I'm absolutely thrilled and honored to have somebody with his prestige on our show with us representing Stouffville.
Yeah, if anyone that owns a dog, as I do, that's what I kind of chuckled there, because my dog is very enthusiastic every time he sees any animal on that TV. So
you can ask Burns himself. My face lit up.
That's great. That's great. Can we talk about anything more about this show and the costs behind it, where people can find a ticket, anything that the public might need to know to help them along and get into this amazing event that's going to happen in Stouffville?
Well, how about another match announcement exclusively here on Ken's Corner?
That would be amazing.
Okay, so like I was saying earlier, one match that we have officially announced is Bruce Thunderstein versus Clash Kincaid for the vacant NSW Brass Knuckles Championship, as an homage to the partnership that we have made with NSW. The second, which was also the first match announcement, was the Rumble for Riches main event for the Pro Wrestling Standoff Grand Championship, in which we have been introducing entrants week after week. I believe the last one we announced was Andrew Love, another friend of ours around here. will be entering in that match. The next match I would like to announce will be the opening contest of the evening. And I want to personally stress the importance of this particular match, because not only is it the opening match of the event, this will be the first pro wrestling match of the century in Stouffville, the first pro wrestling match to be seen live in Stouffville this century. And it has high stakes. It will be for the last entering number of the Rumble for Riches match. So whoever wins this opening contest is going to have an extreme advantage in the Rumble for Riches match in the pursuit of the PWS Grand Championship. Matt Burns will be in this opening contest representing Stouffville in the first wrestling match of the century in Stouffville. He'll be taking on a gentleman that I have personally been in the ring with, Isaiah Prince. He has been frequenting NSW, Great Canadian Wrestling, Super Kicked, I believe. He comes from Buffalo, New York. He's very eager, very big, and very young, hungry talent that I think will give even Matt Burns a run for his money. But singles match, the winner will gain the number 15 entry spot into the Rumble for Riches match. Matt Burns versus Isaiah Prince.
Oh, let's go, hometown Matt Barnes. Nothing against Isaiah Prince.
Hey, I can't blame you. You know what? I like both men personally, and I gotta say, I mean, if I see Matt Burns win, I'm not going to be disappointed.
I'm sure it's going to be an exciting match and one to look forward to. Now, can you let us know how much it's going to cost for a ticket and where we can purchase one?
So tickets are starting at $15 plus tax on Eventbrite. I'm having posters coming out very soon, depending on when this podcast is out. We may have some posters out in stores and out in public in Stouffville and the surrounding towns, Markham, Newmarket, Aurora, what have you. There will be codes, QR codes, to go straight to the Eventbrite page to purchase your ticket. I believe it's about $17.25 after tax. That will be in advance at the doors. If you don't buy a ticket online, that's okay. You can come buy a ticket in person at the event, and it will be $20 at the door.
Yeah, that's a great price. Wrestling is an affordable entertainment value for what you're paying, and that's an amazing thing to hear. Thank you very much for that. I do want to tell you that I'm actually really quick this season on what I do with my podcast, and I actually have a bit of a TikTok world, so I probably we're going to release it today on TikTok.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, so I'll probably be seeing TikTok today, but it will be without my intro. But within the week, by the end of next week, I'm sure we'll be out with intro on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube as well.
In that case, you will be seeing posters shortly after this video.
There you go. I thought I'd give you a head start.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Awesome. Now, is there anything else that we haven't covered that we need to cover here today, Gunnar?
I think I just really want to stress the importance of what this event means to me. Growing up in Stouffville as a wrestling fan, you know, we didn't have a whole lot of wrestling available to us growing up, at least when I was growing up. Like I said, I was born in 95. So wrestling had already long since left Stouffville. Yeah. And anytime, any experience in live wrestling we got the opportunity for would be when WWE came to Toronto for their premium live events or their house shows, and we'd go out to those if we could make it. I know that in high school there would be a few buddies of mine and I that would all cram in each other's living rooms or basements and just watch the pay-per-views, just wishing we were there. I know I would have absolutely killed. I would have scratched up every penny I could find to go to anything live in town. That's true. I am personally very proud of being from Stouffville. My mom is related to the Stoufers who founded Stouffville way back. So I feel very personally connected to Stouffville. And having something like this in Stouffville speaks to me as not only a wrestling fan, a childhood wrestling fan at heart, but as like a proud bleeding Stouffvillian. So I'm more excited to have this as a wrestling fan than I am as a promoter, to be completely honest.
That's awesome. And I can't wait to get myself inside that ring. It'll be the first time I get inside a ring, Gunner. So I really appreciate and I'm honored to be involved in what you're doing here in my hometown. My family goes way back to the 50s in this town as well. So it's a dream come true to be involved in with someone from my hometown and as great as Gunner Lang is. I really do appreciate that, sir.
You're way too kind. Thank you.
That's okay. I just want to show it one more time. I'm here today with Gunner Lang. My name is Ken from Ken's Corner, and I've been honored to have on today Gunner Lang from Stouffville, Ontario. Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me, Ken.